Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating educational ecosystem, Islamabad Model College for Girls, F-7/4. We're going to dive right in and explore exactly how this massive 13-acre institution, sitting right in the heart of Pakistan's capital, manages to deliver top-tier public education and empower thousands of women.
Here's our map for today. We'll be covering a legacy of empowerment, the academic ecosystem, inside the Margalla campus, governance and accessibility, and we'll wrap things up with beyond the classroom. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. A Legacy of Empowerment.
So this place was founded back in 1982 to meet a really critical growing demand for women's higher education. And honestly, it didn't stay small for long. Just 2 years later, in 1984, it was officially named a model college. Fast forward to 2002, and it hit postgraduate status. Then, a real game changer came in 2012 when it secured a prestigious affiliation with Quaid-i-Azam University. It literally evolved from a local necessity into a premier academic hub in just a few decades.
Section 2. The Academic Ecosystem. Now, you might be wondering how they handle so many students. Well, they actually solve a major educational bottleneck by operating a super efficient dual-tier system. The high school students, those in the secondary and intermediate tier, are backed by the federal board. Meanwhile, the graduate and postgrad students are affiliated with top-tier institutions like Quaid-i-Azam and Punjab University. So it essentially creates this seamless, highly recognized pipeline that takes a student directly from high school all the way through to a 4-year degree.
And we're not just talking about a few basic subjects here. With over 24 distinct, specialized departments, the college completely shatters the outdated idea of limited career pathways for women. I mean, whether a student is in the biological sciences lab sequencing DNA, over in the humanities wing mastering Arabic, or analyzing complex markets in economics, the infrastructure supports both hard sciences and the arts. Equally, it's the whole shebang.
Section 3. Inside the Margalla campus.
Okay, so public education here isn't just about sitting passively in a lecture hall. Tucked right inside the mass communication block, they actually have their own working radio station. It's called The Voice of Margalla. So instead of just reading dry media theory from a textbook, these students are running the soundboards and broadcasting live right there on campus. How cool is that?
Beyond that, the entire infrastructure is deliberately designed to strip away barriers to education. Sure, you've got your state-of-the-art science and computer labs, but there's also a digital library with a book bank that literally lends out those super expensive textbooks for entire semesters. There's a subsidized student bus fleet bringing girls in from surrounding rural areas, a gym for intercollegiate sports, and even a daycare center so the staff can work without worrying about childcare hurdles. It's a complete, equity-built ecosystem.
Section 4. Governance and accessibility. Running a campus of this scale? Yeah, that requires some serious government machinery. Operating under the Federal Directorate of Education, the college relies on a very strict Federal Basic Pay Scale, or BPS, hierarchy. It takes a highly structured cascade of leadership, starting from the principal up at the executive BS 20 or 21 grade, all the way down through senior faculty, junior lecturers, and essential support staff, to keep this massive engine running smoothly.
Now, I want you to hear this number, 7,700 Pakistani rupees. To put that into perspective, that's less than the cost of a modest dinner out for a family. Yet here, it represents the highly subsidized fee for an entire university session for the wards of federal employees. Think about that for a second.
And the incredible thing is, this accessibility extends to the wider student body too. General merit students pay standard, heavily subsidized government rates, usually between 15,000 to 25,000 rupees a year. And for intermediate students who need access to advanced physics or chemistry labs, they pay only nominal upkeep charges, like 240 to 1560 rupees. Financial barriers are intentionally systemically removed.
Section 5. Beyond the classroom. All of this rigorous framework translates into some absolutely massive real-world victories. Margalla students consistently dominate intercollegiate competitions. In fact, they were the 2026 overall champions, taking first place in everything from wall murals to computer science and math. But they also operate on a global stage, bringing home gold medals in the International Kangaroo Science Contest and even hosting global dialogues with UNESCO for the International Day of Education. They aren't just participating, they are literally leading the conversation.
The college's motto is to be a national leader in transforming lives through an innovative, rigorous, and compassionate approach to education. Honestly, that word, compassionate, hits the nail on the head.
Through this deeply supportive infrastructure, they are launching thousands of graduates into absolutely critical roles across Pakistan's civil services, healthcare, and education sectors.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought. When you build an institution that successfully bridges the urban-rural divide, provides premium facilities, and does it all without a prohibitive price tag, you aren't just educating individuals. How does accessible, high-quality public education for women reshape the future of an entire nation? The cascading societal impact of institutions like Margalla College is absolutely profound. Thanks so much for joining me, and keep learning.